This is Aisha. In this video, I'll be summarizing my experience that helped me prepare um, to apply to grad school in speech language pathology as a UCSB student. Even though I'm not a linguistics major, I've taken several linguistics courses and I'm majoring in psychological and brain sciences with minors in applied psychology and the SLDS minor as well. My background in psychology has really shaped my path towards being an SLP. Learning about how the brain functions and then taking classes in childhood development, autism, and overall language made me realize how incredible and essential language is for people's overall well being and quality of life. One of my greatest strengths entering the SLP field is my social, cultural, and bilingual background. Growing up in a multilingual community, specifically a Spanish speaking community, helped me understand how language varies across cultures, and I want to bring that awareness into my future practice and to be able to help my future patients. Some of the topics that resonated with me most were bilingual language development and neurodiversity. These were the areas in which I had a lot of questions, sometimes bringing them up to my professors, and redirecting me to maybe doing my own research. So these areas help me see how important it is for SLPs to take strength-based and culturally responsive approaches, even though I'm not a linguistics major. Concepts from linguistics like phonetics, acquisition, and language variation have really strengthened my understanding of what it takes to be an effective clinician, and how much more we need to keep on researching in those same areas, but for bilingualism. And I think staying up to date on research across fields, not just as SLPs, is essential for a good clinical work. In terms of prerequisites, I have completed language disorders, communication disorders, and first language acquisition and phonetics here at UCSB. I'll be taking auditory and articulatory phonetics next quarter, which is winter 2026. I didn't take any prerequisites elsewhere, but I did find, and of course, how we discussed in class, that SDSU has a whole program to take these prereqs or these SLP Masters Essentials, and the University of New Mexico also offers most of these courses online. And both of these programs kind of let you choose what course you want to take. You don't have to take the whole, all of the classes. One of the biggest challenges that I have been trying to figure out is the anatomy requirement. I know that some of the schools have accepted the UCSB articulatory and auditory phonetics because they are so anatomy heavy, that they accept it as a replacement for anatomy, but other programs don't. In this case, one of the programs I'm interested in, which is SDSU, does not take these classes for anatomy, so I will, and this is a program that I want to get in, so I will be considering taking that over the summer, an anatomy course. So it's been a little confusing navigating with programs accept what, or which programs accept what. For observation hours, I've been using Simucase so far with the other linguistics course that we have here at UCSB. I've also reached out to two SLPs to arrange in-person observations, and I'm planning to start those next quarter. I have officially decided to take a gap year this year, which I also plan to observe SLPs back home in my hometown. There's a lot of private practices and one specific to feeding and pediatric feeding and swallowing. So I'm really excited to look into that. The biggest barrier has been timing for observation hours. Some SLPs are willing, but their supervisors say no, or their schedules are just too full to take on student observers. Even with these challenges, I feel very confident that I'll be able to complete the required 25 hours, especially since I've given myself extra time during my gap year. On to the hidden curriculum. A big part of this quote-unquote hidden curriculum for me has been learning about research-based and combined PhD pathways within SLP programs. As a first-generation student, I'm not I didn't really grow up knowing anybody with a PhD, so I didn't really understand how those programs worked and what they entailed or what they offer. An example could be that PhD students are typically funded through their research and receive a stipend. I did not know that. So figuring out timelines, funding, and how these programs are structured was brand new to me. And now that has helped me kind of see or look into the programs and see what I want and expect. And also, if it is somewhere far away, which is, for example, two programs that I'm interested in, Boston University and SDSU, are away from my home, I can see at my living expenses and see more of the lifestyle if I see myself living there, especially if the program is 3 to 6 more years of schooling. Ling 194 has helped me so much with this. Going to office hours with Dr. Connor, who has a doctorate herself, of course, has made the process a little clearer and less intimidating. If I could add anything to the SLSD pathway at UCSB, I would add all of the SLP prereqs so students can complete everything here without needing to look elsewhere. I also think adding more opportunities for research would be incredibly valuable, or how to look into PhD related SLP programs, especially since we have a really good linguistics program here. And honestly, another thing that would be great is if we were to add just one more prerequisite, it would be anatomy. I think this would solve a lot of the stress for future students who are trying to meet graduate school requirements, since it is the requirement that every single program requires. So, overall, preparing for the SLP graduate school has been a mix of excitement, learning curves, and figuring things out on my own, but it's very much confirmed that I have very much confirmed that this is the field I want to go into. And so I'm very grateful for all the help Dr. Connor has given me, and I hope to stay in contact with her more and more as I progress in my journey to becoming a speech language pathologist. Thank you.